Hi guys, this is the second take of this video. Yes, I've just finished the episode to realize that there's no sound. That's just the reality of content creation, I think. But it's okay. It's part of the journey. We are enjoying the journey. We are taking pleasure into doing this and to share with you this amazing book that's going to change our lives forever. I think myself happy by the author, Professor Shawn Smith. Also, disclaimer, I want everybody to know this book is also available in French, and in French is entitled Je me suis heureux. We're going to see how to have one or two episodes where we'll address our French speaking audience. I know that you are right there, you are listening to us about this book. Also, other announcement before we dive into the book, all the information, the inquiries for you to have the book are going to be down below on the first message of this video. Anything, wherever you are found in the world, you can get this book. And on this platform, we have learned with Books and Life that the best way to learn is not necessarily by experience, but rather is by perceiving, by having those great conversation with men and women through their books, so that they help us to catch up with time. Sometimes they help us to catch up with a decade, 2 decades, 1 year, 2 year, 3 years. The best way to learn is not necessarily by you going through the suffering, the drama, the trauma, the beating up. So that's why books are so precious, and that's why they will remain forever one of the greatest tools of learning for the human family. That was it. So yesterday we were talking about the book, and we said today we're gonna really dive in with chapter one. 9 chapter the book, we said 86 pages, we said, but we said it'd be a waste of time. Not really of time. Let me rephrase. It'd be a waste of the beautiful treasures of this book to read it just cover to cover and say I'm done, I've read the book. No, that's not the point here. This book is too deep for you to just read it like that. It's a book that you read with your journal. This is my own, yeah. So that there are some statements, very crucial and very deep and profound statement that the author makes that will change your life forever if you and I have the courage to pick up those statements, go within ourselves, introspect, tell ourselves the truth, and come out with what we actually believe. Because you know that, and it's the author, actually the author of the book, who says it. He said there are two things that the human mind is the most afraid of. One of them is asking question, whether mostly asking question to himself, and secondly is silence. And we did a book on silence. Maybe you want us to redo that book. It was what was it? The title is escaping from my mind right now, but we did a book on silence, on the power of silence, of being silent, of quieting your mind. And probably for you guys during the year or before the end of this first quarter, we're going to see how to revamp that book and present it back here, because that was an extraordinary book as well, on how much is important silence is part of the process of creativity, and how the greatest men who have brought invention that has really upscale the life of the human family were people that were spending a lot of time in silence. So that was just in passing. So in this first chapter, which title is Are You Happy? Let me ask the question. My brother, my sister, dear friend, dear books and life, brother, sister, are you happy? And don't be quick to answer. Don't be quick to answer this question. Take a deep breath. Are you actually happy? Write the answer in your journal. One of the things, the main thing that the author says that really struck me is, and I'm quoting him, the greatest of all science is to first know oneself. He says, to thine oneself be true, easier said than done. Because we realize that as we are going on this journey of going within, that we have the tendency to be very shallow with ourselves. Sometimes we are very persuaded that we believe things that in reality, when we sit down and introspect and really face to face our own self, our own shadows, we realize that we don't believe them at all. And we can if we don't take time to introspect, which is one thing that the author said in the second line of the first chapter, he says, the unexamined life is not worth living. That if we don't deliberately take time to ask ourselves key questions, sometimes questions that are very hurtful to us, because we like to have that imagery of ourselves, that persona that we have constructed for the social, for the external world. And sometimes we want to carry that external persona that we have created for the sake of the social life into our personal life, into our closet. Or that person is never us. That person is a social person. It doesn't mean it's us. And so with such books as this, with books will give us the opportunity to actually introspect in a very deep way, giving us more clarity on what we believe, giving us more insights, and giving us the permission, and not only the permission, giving us a path to redirect our pattern of thought, to redirect and to readjust what we really believe, why we believe what we believe. And is that belief still the right belief to believe in today for me? Is that belief still a truth? Or is a belief that I've believed for so long that I did not even realize that it was outdated even to me and I have to drop it off? So, one of the amazing things that the author brings up in this first chapter is that as a human family, we have done so much progress when it comes to the external environment, like invention. We have gone to space. We have done so many. Now we're in the era of AI. We have done so many things that have upscaled and really tremendously given a better life to the human family as a whole in the space of a very short time, around 150 years to 100 years. The main invention that have really improved the life of the human being family as a whole were done in this period, 100, 150, 200 maybe to 100 years, which is quite recent. And he says that the unfortunate thing is that the more we have gone out of ourselves, we have to improve our environment externally, is like the more we have forgotten and we have lost our path into the inner connection, into what is happening within us. And he says it beautifully because it's better to read him. And he says, nothing without can bring you to what you already hold within yourself, is the author, Professor Shawn Smith, who is speaking. And him to add, in the attempt to master the external, man has forgotten the eternal. So we have given so much ourselves to improve our environment. So how do we make people to live longer? How do we make the transportation to be easier and faster? How do we make people to get connected to each another, whatever they are found in the world, so much quicker and faster than the blink of an eye? And we have gotten it right. That's why we have those kinds of platforms, because men and women sat down and reflected and thought, how do we make human beings to be connected from one point of the world to another point as if they are just side by side. But yet in this amazing discovery, it's like we have lost the inner connection with ourselves, the inner connection with the treasure found in our inner man, the inner connection with the depth of creativity, with the depth of knowledge, with the depth of everything that is life that is already residing in us. And the author, to conclude, that will be our conclusion for today, and is also a homework for you and I. The author, Professor Shawn Smith, says this: the root cause of unhappiness lies in how you appraise happiness and what you project it to be. I repeat myself. The root cause of unhappiness lies in how you appraise happiness and what you project it to be. So we're going to go back and ask ourselves, Marilyn, how do you appraise happiness truthfully? And what do you project happiness to be? We write it down, each of us, in our journals, and we'll be back here tomorrow for the chapter 2 and to continue this beautiful and marvelous conversation on I Think Myself Happy. Disila, take care of yourself. Choose to be happy right here and right now. Appointment given tomorrow. Bye-bye.